And we're live, ladies, gents, boys, girls, and children of the universe. I am JPO, Jordan Pearson, joined here by Jacob Barber, of all people, on the 59th edition of the Countdown, the
Whoa.
Top 10 show, where me and a friend talk about the top 10, usually involving movies. That is indeed what we're talking about this time. We're going back in the way, way back machine of 20 years. 20 years, Jesus.
20
20
years.
years ago of 2004. I don't like that. I don't like that because it makes me feel old. Barber, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, JPO. How are you doing?
No, just dandy, coming up off a big week of wrestling. I was at TNA Live. We just had a cool SummerSlam. We got for I was about to say for Door All In coming out, but we're talking movies tonight. What is it because of the 20th anniversary? Or do you have any particular love for 2004? Why 2004?
Both. Yeah, there's quite a few movies that I just absolutely love. And yeah, 20th anniversary. We did 94 not too long ago. So if you're, why not, keep the anniversary train going, do some 2004.
So next week, 84. You ready?
I'd have to look.
Me too. But before we get that far, let's talk about a little bit of honorable mentions. What didn't quite make the list of 2004 for you?
So what was this close at, well, yeah, so 11 through 15. Not ranked, but just
Oh,
five
come on.
movies that I also love. Well, because it's hard. I love all these movies. So 11A, 11B. No. Okay, I'll try. Let's go at 15. Dodgeball, a true underdog story. I think this is just fun sports comedy. Number 14, Howl's Moving Castle, Studio Ghibli. Beautifully animated, fun story. Number 13, let's go with The Terminal, Tom Hanks. I think he gives a fantastic performance here. Number 12 is Mean Girls, the original, not that musical remake, which is just kind of okay. But yeah, fun performance from Lindsay Lohan, early Rachel McAdams. I think, yeah, it's just a really good movie. And number 11, this close to making the top 10, Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx.
Right on. Yeah. Now it shows you how good of a year 2004 is, like most years, I guess, because you got a couple of those that are almost on my honorables. So yeah, not quite on my list here. I do have one of the greatest ROMs of all time, The Notebook here. Yes, it's a good one. Collateral is also right on the cusp. Good movie. Fun seeing Tom Cruise as a killer, but not only on the cusp here. Robot. I've always had a lot of fun with. I enjoyed the performance and the idea. Alan Tudyk, shout out. The United States of Leland, a movie that doesn't get enough love. That have you even heard of, Jacob? Exactly. No, Ryan Gosling's like a really troubled kid who's going through some stuff. It was really good side performances by Don Cheadle, who I might talk about later as well. And I believe he won the Oscar for it. Ray from Jamie Foxx, or this starring wise,
Yeah.
really good biopic. So what did make your list though, Jacob? What's number 10 of 04?
I do want to shout out Ray as well. That's an honorable to the honorable. But number 10 is another fun comedy, Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. I think, I think Will Ferrell absolutely killed it in the 2000s with comedy, and I think this is one of his better outings. Surrounded him with Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, what's his last name, David Koechner. All the cameos, all the cameos. Is it Christina Applegate? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Well, I'm drawing blanks on names. I'm sorry. I think just a fantastic cast. Totally quotable here. I think, yeah, just a fun comedy, one that's easily rewatchable, one that I go back to quite a bit. And yeah, DreamWorks. I didn't know that. I forget that DreamWorks isn't just animation.
They relax people too sometimes.
So,
yeah, 60%
yeah,
of
no,
the time you get it DreamWorks every time.
Oh yeah, Fred Willard, shout out. Yeah, and great cameos. The news anchor fight scene is fantastic. Jack Black though, and the puppy off the bridge. It's just a fun movie, and one that I can have a good time with. So yeah, number 10, Anchorman. Go.
I know it's. I know it's happened. By the way, so tempted because I did the morning news in school. I had it in my mind for 4 years to do it in my senior year, my last day. But then I ended up like not doing it the last week I thought I was gonna do it, and my fucking plan got ruined. But I swear, for 4 years, I was like, "It's going down. It's going down." I'm ending with "Fuck you, Golden Gate" because we're live too. Like we didn't pre-tape nothing. We went live. No one saw it coming. Damn, man, it bothers me to this day. Here I am talking about it because I graduated like '09. I'm still thinking about it. As I was gonna say too, this definitely has happened before. I'm not sure if it's happened right off the bat, but number 10, Anchorman, everything you just said, it still holds up. It's a pretty easily rewatchable film as well. Here, there's just an inherent charm of getting into these four guys as well as Applegate and everyone too surrounding them. Chris Parnell getting a little bit of some fun as well here. Very early Seth Rogen doesn't look he gets much to do, but he's a camera guy. Vince Vaughn, the classic Anchorman fight along with Ben Stiller and Tim Robbins and everybody here. Just the lines are quotable. It's fun. It's rewatchable. It's a really good one here. Holds up. It's a comedy that was still loved and will be loved for many years to come. What you got at number 9?
Number 9, I've got Sideways with Paul Giamatti and Thomas Hayden Church. This is a recent first-time watch for me, but I thought this movie was absolutely fantastic. I love the performances here from Giamatti and Church. I thought Giamatti was snubbed. I think it's a fantastic performance. I think one of the better performances from his career. I love the friendship, or the friendship that's tested sometimes between these two. I think it's a fun. There's a road trip aspect to the movie. I think it's just. I think it's got some rewatchability to it as well. I definitely will be checking it out again. But I love that first watch so much that for 2004 at least it slid to the top 10.
No, it's a good flick. Absolutely agree that Giamatti getting the snub ski here. Everyone agreed that here. I remember the joke was he's bound to get nominated the next time he has even a decent performance. Even if it's Racing Stripes 2, he will get nominated because of how badly he was snubbed. We finally saw not too long later with Cinderella Man. No, good movies in my top 20, so it's not quite there for me. But still, obviously, top 20 is actually really good. It's still in like that 4.5 range. Coming in my number 9, we went from the giggles to a little bit more of the series. They were telling Wanda, so we'll talk about some Don Cheadle later, and we're gonna have him right here. Just a story of. I don't know, just a tragedy, genocide, but still the heart that can happen within the middle of it here about them trying to have this one safe place, the hotel, trying to save as many lives as they possibly can here. It's emotional, it's thrilling. A couple side performances from Nick Nolte and Joaquin Phoenix. But Don Cheadle is definitely the heart and soul of this movie here. Again, like I said, it's just a guy who just, kind of thought he was just having a good, plushy-ish job and, who really put his life on the line in order to try to save some others there. Just it's earnest, it's sad because of what's going on around it. It's thrilling. It's all the above. What you got at number 8?
Number 8, shout out to Hotel Rwanda. Stop it. Another honorable to the honorable. I did also recently watch that for the first time, and fantastic performances. A heartbreaking story. But number 8, another heartbreaking story. Or at least towards the end, $1 Million Baby, directed by Clint Eastwood, starring Hilary Swank, I believe, Best Picture winner for this year. Morgan Freeman supporting. I don't know if he won or not, but I can't remember. But I think it did pretty well at the awards, and for good reason. I think it's a great sports movie, a great sports drama. Hilary Swank is this waitress who gets trained by Clint Eastwood and becomes this pretty good boxer. I love the relationship that builds between those two, and then the kind of tragedy that falls at the end. Just heartbreaking stuff. I think this not as rewatchable as some of the movies I have above it, which is why it's a little lower on the list. I do think rewatchability plays into a little bit when I rank stuff, but you can't deny the performances in this movie and just the overall story. So I have $1 Million Baby at number 8.
SmackDown. Hey, here's a sad admittance of mine. I've actually never seen it fully. I gotta sit down and really watch this one. Weird blind spot of mine. This one might be higher for you if I recall. Maybe not. Because it's got your boy in it. I got Finding Neverland coming in at number 8 here. Another one that is just what?
No. What is this? No, I'm kidding. I'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Just another really sweet, earnest story here. That might, really tug on your heartstrings towards the end of it. It's also got my girl, even though I've never seen Titanic, and I never will. I never ever will. But Kate Winslet is up in here as well, and she is just wonderful here. I think on paper it sounds like it's kind of a simple enough story here, but it's magical. It's very well written. It's a good film. Barbara will shine some more love on it. I think a little bit later. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he hates it. I don't know. I'm a bad friend. But I got it at number 8. What you got at number 7?
Well, sorry, we're not best friends anymore, so you don't have to.
But I'm making sure you're there for the next one when we're just days away. I'm about to start a group chat. I might even start it tonight. So, and I believe he's busy due to real life. So we are going to crown for sure a new best friend champions. I believe Michael Turner is busy. So
I could be a 3-time.
Be a 3-peat, baby. First ever 3-peat.
Well, it wouldn't be a 3-peat, but I know what you mean.
Oh.
I just wanted to correct you before other people would.
3-timer, I guess. Okay,
3-timer, that's, yeah.
See, and that's what best friends do. You correct me, you caught me. Thank you.
Number 7, right? Yeah, number 7, I have Shrek 2. Some people put this above the original Shrek. I'm Team Shrek over Shrek 2. But that's no slight on Shrek 2. I still think it is a really fun animated movie. Voice casting coming back: Eddie Murphy, Mike Myers, John Cleese, Antonio Banderas being introduced as Puss in Boots. I think it takes all the fun of the first one. We recapture that here. And it's still just a fun story. Fun animation. You see the relationship between Fiona and Shrek grow. I think it's a really good sequel. And again, if you're Shrek 2 over Shrek, I totally get it. I think they're just about equal. But I don't know. It's just a really good. They started off the series really strong with these two. So Shrek 2, number 7.
Okay, I need you to get off my letterbox now. Because Shrek 2 is my number 7. I believe if we do it again, we're tied for the record. I don't think it's happened more than 3 times in an episode, so we'll see. I could also be making that statistic up. But that sounds right. Well,
68% of all statistics are made up.
Yeah. If it's on the internet, it's probably bullshit. But I feel like I've never done it more than 3 times. It's like, me too. All right, so we're 2/3 of the way there, but no, everything you just said here. If you say you like the first one better, I don't argue you as well. If you say you like the third one better, I say you're a fucking liar. But if you say the 1 or 2 is better, I get it because the first one introduces the world. It's really good. It's got a great concept. But yes, 2 is just, I think, just pound for pound, like line for line, maybe even funnier. And like they expand the world in a really fun, smart way here. And then you add Puss in Boots, as you said. You know what I mean? So this is definitely one of the best examples of what you can do with the sequel, which is not just retread the first one, but expand on your characters, expand on the lore, even the emotion to a degree, but really the fun stuff of the whole universe you have. Introduce a character that we still have to this day. I'm many people agree with me. I'm sure we hope for a third Puss in Boots. The last one was actually really good. This is a good one. What you got at number 6?
Number 6, we'll see. Because if we match again at number 6, I have Shaun of the Dead. One of the Edgar Wright, Nick Frost, and Simon Pegg. One of the Cornetto trilogy, as it's called. This is my favorite in the trilogy. I think the horror comedy aspect, the satirical zombie movie. I think this is just a lot of fun. I think the performances here are all really good. Bill Nye is fantastic. I love the zombie, the look of the zombies. I think it's a fun play on the zombie tropes, and I think everything about this movie absolutely works. I think every time you get Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, and Edgar Wright together, you're gonna get something good, and this is showcasing that I think perfectly. I absolutely love this movie. Easily rewatchable. Some emotional moments as well, mixed in with the comedy, mixed in with the horror. I think it captures all of it extremely well. So, yeah, just outside the top five. It was this close to making the top five, but got it at number 6. Also, the scene where they're throwing the records at I could rewatch that scene alone over and over. I think that scene is fantastic.
And guess what my number 6 is? I was waiting for you to guess, but it's the A-Rater. It's not Sean. But no, I got the A-Rater coming from that Marty Scorsese guy. Yeah, hot take. I think Scorsese makes a decent film, and this is definitely one of them as well. Here, big old flashy biopic here. Rare performance from Gwen Stefani, Cate Blanchett's fantastic. John C. Reilly. Hey, I wonder if he knew a couple years later he'd be working with Will Ferrell, our number 10. But no, it's a great performance by Leonardo DiCaprio too here, because this Howard Hughes character I think is very supremely interesting and all over the place. He goes from this big old fashionable playboy, visionary director, to a guy who's very recluse and has his demons and different things that he probably just who knows what he needed to cure him. And yeah, he's able to play all levels of it as well here. And yeah, it's kind of one of those films that I'm glad Scorsese's around, because I think you need someone that has a vision for a big world like this, and he captures it. I think he does a really good job at it as well. What you got? We're in the top half now. What you got, number 5?
We are, and I'm still on the fact that you think Martin Scorsese making a decent movie is a hot take.
That was
number 5. I'll let you talk about it more later. My number 5 is Eternal Sunshine.
Maybe it's also my number 5. Don't take me for granted.
It's not. But no, I think this is a really good movie. You got really good performances here from Jim Carrey and Kate, what's her name?
God damn it. Kate Winslet. Good year for Kate Winslet.
Winslet. You just said it too. I was like, you just said it. It's another movie that I really love. Yeah, I think the chemistry between them is really good. I think you got a lot of good support performances here as well. I just think, I think it's a really good movie with a really good story. I know you absolutely love this movie, so I'll let you gush on it more as we get to the top of your list. Spoilers.
Spoilers? What? It's like he knows me a tiny bit. Hung out with me for even 5 minutes. Maybe I'll talk about it later. I don't know. Don't take me for granted. Coming in at my number 5 here, before we get to the prestige films. I guess I did just come from a prestige film. Now going to one of the best comic book films. We're going Spider-Man 2. I really dug the first one here, especially as a kid. It's one that I think the most watched movies I ever had, because I saw it twice in theaters. It was one of the first DVDs I ever owned. They played it in school as a surprise, and my friend had to watch it when I went to his house. I felt like this movie was just constantly in front of me. We got the follow up here, and I think kind of like X2, even X-Men 2. You could definitely, a lot of people would say this one's even better. I think they, again, just like a Shrek 2 in a weird sideways, they took everything and I think just expanded on it. I think it's a better script. I think it's the visuals getting a little bit better here. Some great fight scenes between him and Doc Ock. Interesting story. Yeah, I think everything here just works really well here. It's a really tight stuff here. Good continuation too of him, and also had a very good year. Kirsten Dunst popping up in a couple films that we've talked about. Mary Jane. So that's my number 5. What you got at your number 4?
We almost agree on this one, because my number 4 is Spider-Man 2.
Hey.
I agree with everything you say. I think Doc Ock is still one of my favorite movie villains put to screen. I think he's Alfred Molina, I think, captures the character perfectly. He was one that I didn't think needed redemption in No Way Home, but I still think like the performance he gives in that one is really good too. But yeah, he starts out as this like the scientist who just wants to do this thing, and he becomes just like this menacing villain, and then we see him make the sacrifice. The train scene in this movie is great. Like you said, the relationship that's building between Peter and MJ. Also, shout out to Aunt May. Always shout out to Aunt May. Yeah, I think this is a great continuation of the story from the first one. I'm glad they didn't, keep him in high school. I think they realized that, hey, Tobey Maguire looks kind of old to still be a high schooler. It's funny now because these actors kind of look like they could be, but back in the day, like, there's no way you thought Joe Manganiello was a high school senior in 2002. Absolutely not. That is not what high school seniors look like. But yeah. I also am, I think, Team Spider-Man 2 over Spider-Man, at least for that original trilogy.
No, I mean, for sure. Like I said, I like Spider-Man 1. I defend Spider-Man 1 just like I do for X-Men 1. But, like, yeah, I think the 2s are a good example. Some say, there's the unfortunate sequels that are just kind of retreads. Home Alone 2, I think you can kind of argue that. Hangover 2 would definitely argue that.
The Dark
But,
Knight.
like, these are the good examples. Hold on. What did I do before to get you off screen? All right, that's what I did. Speaking of sequels that are great, but it's really one long film if you ask the director. Kill Bill Volume 2, I got to talk about here, guys. I think most Scorsese films, I should fact check that actually, I think are always going to be in my top 10 here. This is a dude that has 100.
He means Tarantino.
What did I say?
You said Scorsese again.
I said Scorsese again. Shit. All right, well, they're both really good. I actually prefer the style of Tarantino more here because he always makes movies that I'm very interested in. And every once in a while, Scorsese does stuff where I'm like, silent? Yeah, I'm going to silently buy my ticket. But anyway, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 are just one long, tremendous, gory, well-told, well-acted, action, even some animated sequences. The dude's he's got a vision here, and I know he's borrowing maybe from other people, but he borrows from the best to make his own unique vision, and it damn doesn't work out every single time. And this is one that's actually grown on me over time too. I think I've appreciated it even more upon rewatches, and gotta talk about it here. What you got at number 3?
Still have not seen the Kill Bill movies, but I will get to that.
Get to it.
Have you gotten to Train to Busan yet? Or not? No, it was not. It was the Raid. It was the other.
Good movie.
It was the other.
No, I saw Train to Busan. Nope. You asked me a question, I answered it. What's your number 3? I have not seen The Raid yet.
My number 3, we're gonna go back to another franchise that I absolutely love, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I think this movie is fantastic. We get a little bit of a darker tone here. I think, this is the one that's directed by Alfonso Cuarón. I think, you can definitely tell, like, it's definitely the most different, I think, of the series. I think Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, I think are coming into their own as far as actors. 1 and 2, I think, are definitely more geared towards kids, and then I think this one kind of ramps up the darkness. Literally, like, the movie is pretty dark for most of that second half, and I think it's the shortest movie in the series, but I think it's the one that does the most. We get introduced to these new characters. Sirius, played by Gary Oldman, who is fantastic. Peter Pettigrew, played by Timothy Spall, is fantastic. I think we learn more about Harry's past. I think it's just I think this is just like I said, 1 and 2 are more geared more towards kids, where we're learning about the characters, Harry's past, and I think this one is where, like, it gets ramped up, and we're like, all right, I want to. I'm invested. I'm on this journey. Let's get through these next. What I thought was going to be 4 movies ended up being 5 because the last one was split into 2. But oh yeah, and Professor Lupin, fantastic. And just look at it; it's so dark.
Well, guess what? We're gonna keep looking at it because we did the trifecta, buddy. It's my number 3. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. As you said too here, yeah, the first ones, as they should be, looking at the age of the characters and whatnot. And in a way, I got to be lucky to kind of grow up with it in that time frame. You know what I mean? The first one's coming out, I'm
Yeah,
12, et cetera, et cetera. So, kind of being able to kind of follow along with them here. This one is the next step of like, it's definitely not, anything a teen can see or even a slightly younger kid, but it is a little bit more mature, a little scarier. Gary Oldman's a fantastic introduction here. Obviously some twists and turns with what you think of that character. Great middle chapter, but again, it's very concise into its own story here, so you don't feel screwed over like you do in 1 or 2 of the sequels, where it's like, it's definitely very much just a to be continued kind of part. This feels like a great chapter. As you even mentioned too, on the shorter run times, and that kind of shows you that like you don't necessarily need a long run time because this is, I think, unarguably in the top half, arguably the number 1 Harry Potter movie out there is Azkaban. What you got at number 2? We're almost at the nitty gritty here.
yeah, it's my favorite of the Harry Potter franchise.
I got it.
Number
Yeah, I love the finale, but this one's great.
Yeah, we're just working our way up through favorites of mine from certain franchises or studios because we're going to go to my favorite Pixar movie, which is The Incredibles. I think The Incredibles is not only a really good animated movie, it's a really good superhero movie. Some have said that it's the best Fantastic Four movie that we have gotten so far, and I can agree with that. I think it captures the superhero genre really well, but also the family life really well. As Mr. Incredibles, not being able to be a superhero. Great voice performances, great side characters. Edna Mode, who it took me a while to realize that she was voiced by the director Brad Bird, which is just a really
I'm not
really
sure if I
fun.
even knew that now, or I forgot.
Yeah, Brad Bird voicing Edna Mode, who I think is a fun side character. Frozone, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, with the iconic line, "Where is my super suit?" I think it's still quoted to this day. Great villain in Syndrome. Like you absolutely understand why he's doing what he's doing. I think this is a well-written movie. The animation is really good. I love the family aspect, the superhero aspect. I think it just works from top to bottom, from start to finish. It's a fantastic movie, and yeah, one that I could easily go back to a couple times a year. So, yeah, The Incredibles, number 2.
Okay, weird, quick sidetrack here. I could have sworn. Hold on. Oh, come on! Don't freeze on me now. I'm trying to make a joke here. I could have sworn Edna Mode was voiced by Linda Hunt. Is it just because they look alike?
I think it's just because they look alike.
Damn. All right. My bad. Sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Hunt. I really thought you were in the mode for the last 25 years. Uh,
Unless I'm wrong.
you there?
I'm here.
Okay, maybe I'm on a delay. I just on the right. All right, so that. For my number 2, going back to one of yours, Shaun of the Dead. I got ended my number 2 here. Another one that has grown on me over time. Not that it ever wasn't really good. I think I've appreciated it even more when you can see the contrast. How kind of like a Wes Anderson in a way. Edgar Wright, the way he views things here too. When you put side by side, in the morning where he's just gonna go through his routine to the zombie verse where he's still going through his routine, but now there's blood on the walls and all the different things going here with the contrast of those two, how carefully it's done. To this somehow really sneaky emotion that they pour in at the end there, and even in between as well with like Bill Nye and whatnot and his mother. Funny. You mentioned the record scene. There's just so much rapport between Peg and Frost. There's a reason why these two will continue to team in their own movies here, the Cornetto trilogy, as well as other movies. You know, people try to cast these two together here. It's actually been a while. Let's do it again. But yeah, and this is kind of one of those, you know, we've joked before, like another movie kind of like Shrek 1 and 2 or whatnot, where it's like, if this is your favorite of the Cornetto trilogy, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Or a John Wick, you know, because I love this. I love Hot Fuzz. I know some people really respect World's End because of, you know, the story of that and the, you know, the growing of that. But like, yeah, I love this one to pieces. Shaun the Dead. You probably guess my number one, and at this point, I might be able to guess your number one. So what's your number one?
My number one, yeah, you were right. It's your number 8. My number one is Finding Neverland. You know, the story of Jay and Barry creating Peter Pan. Yeah, he meets this family, meets these boys, and then you know, he's you know, going over there using his imagination to come up with these characters. All the while the mom is sick, and I think it's a beautiful movie. You know, great performances. Nominated for Best Picture for a reason. I think this movie is absolutely fantastic. I love the script. The emotion at the end gets me every single time. I've seen this movie at least a dozen times now, and I still, you know, tear up or get close at that final scene when they bring the play to the house. I think it's incredible. I love the relationship that Johnny Depp builds with the kids and with the mom. Not a romantic relationship, but you know, he kind of steps into that. I don't think he means to, but he kind of steps into that, you know, fatherly role for the kids. And I think the relationship there is really good. Shout out to Dustin Hoffman as well. Great side character as well. Yeah, he sacrifices his own relationship at home, but I think the relationship that he builds with the kids is important, especially with the way, you know, the mom kind of gets sick and has to ends up, you know, passing on. So yeah, fantastic performances all around, great script. Yeah, I love the set design too when they do the you know, the imagination. I think yeah, everything about this movie works for me. So that's why my number one is Finding Neverland.
Nah, it's a really good film here. Again, shows you the power of this year. My number one, it's no surprise. Where is it hidden underneath? No, not underneath. Oh, it's still over here. That's right. I don't know if we can even reach that far. Was my tummy out just now? My number one is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. No surprise here. I've just championed this film hard. Obviously, the first time I saw it here. I waited for a second. I wasn't necessarily gung ho to see it. I knew it was, you know, more of a drama, but I was like, I like Jim Carrey and whatever. Never saw Titanic, so I kind of nothing that Kate Winslet girl, so I guess I'll give it a shot and just fell in love with it here. It's the filmed version of It's Better to Have Loved Than Lost than to Have Never Loved at all here. It uses the small budget but beautifully here because there's even some big ideas of the world crumbling and being taken away from you and just fighting to keep it. It's him fighting to not just even save just like the love, but to save the memories. Because, you know, you think at first you don't want them, but you realize that you slowly do. It's such a great script from Charlie Kaufman, who's done other things like Adaptation and Being John Malkovich. And it's a real relationship. It was a flawed relationship, but it's a relationship that he wants to keep. And they are perfect in it here. Winslet would get nominated here. Carrie, as we mentioned, along with Giamatti, getting snubbed once again here. Nominated for screenplay, if not one screenplay. Like, it's such a good film here. you can hear me and Wolfman literally watch it for 2 hours on his channel and just talk about it there. My love of it just being Ubered out over there here. All the great performances too on the side too. Tom Wilkinson, R.I.P. Elijah Wood, Mark Ruffalo, one of the first things I saw him in. There's even I just love Tom Wilkinson's wife who gets like 2 lines. I think she kills it. Like, oh Howard. Or she was Kirsten Dunst. She goes, "You can have him. You did." And then, you learn about that twist of Dunst, and it's so good. And it's so good. You should watch it sometime. My number 1, Eternal Sunshine. This was fun.
Yeah, it's an alright movie.
Barbara, what's your top 10?
My top 10, number 10, Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Number 9, Sideways. Number 8, $1 Million Baby. At number 7, Shrek 2. At number 6, Shaun of the Dead. Number 5, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And number 4, Spider-Man 2. Number 3, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. At number 2, we have The Incredibles. And at number 1 is Finding Neverland.
Very nice. My top 10 brought to you as well by Letterboxd. Follow me at JP Owens, J Powens, if you will. My number 10, Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Number 9, Hotel Rwanda. 8, Finding Neverland. 7, Shrek 2. 6, The Aviator. 5, Spider-Man 2. 4, Kill Bill Volume 2. 3, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. 2, Shaun of the Dead. And number 1, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And then you get to see a bunch of my other ones. Barbara, it's been a pleasure. If you want to see the full list, follow me over at J Powens.
I'm still.
Is it because Finding Neverland's 8 or because Incredibles is like 24?
Yeah, well, we can talk about that later. Maybe I'm busy whenever you do your best friend.
I can do 84. No. You're there at the best friend trivia. I will literally make sure it works around your schedule. I told you this. Your grandmother in. Any plugs, parting words? How much are you looking forward to the best friends trivia, etc.?
Plugs. I don't have much. Tomorrow night at 10 Eastern, I will be joining Malcolm. We had to reschedule, but we will be talking SummerSlam 2002 on his show, Spear from the Past.
Timely episode.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. I guess he spins a wheel, and we just got lucky. Yeah.
Okay. That was on purpose.
Nah, so yeah, no, it was a happy accident. That's what my parents called me. No, that too. But yeah, and then the Lonely Marks on the Lonely Marks YouTube channel. We'll be discussing this year's SummerSlam and finding out who won the predictions. Spoilers, a couple people might have gone perfect.
Hey, it was a good night for somebody. Was it me? Was it him? Was it Richie? Was it Pez? Well, you gotta tune in to find out who had a good night. And let's watch the Happy Accidents trailer. Like, it's a Marissa Tomei movie. My bad. I said Parker Posey. Oh, D'Onofrio. Oh, look at skinny D'Onofrio. Anywho, you can find me over here all the time.
I'm not gonna look at skinny D'Onofrio when Marissa Tomei is on the screen.
I said Tomei. I mentioned her.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm not going to look at skinny D'Onofrio, though, if Marissa Tomei is on the screen at the same time.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
I am, because he's a cutie. Cutie patootie. And I don't even know like what time frame this is. This is like a weird skinny phrase, because I feel like this has got to be after Men in Black. Anywho, that was your Happy Accidents review. For Jacob, for me, like, subscribe. Hold on, I got like a button I can show. See? Look at that. Look how fancy that is. Oh my god. Tell a friend.
Whoa.
Tell an enemy. Tell a cousin. Call your grandma. She misses you. And guess what? We love them more than ever. They'll never know. Yeah.
Motherfuck.